Okay, we are live.
Hey crafters, welcome to This Crafty Life Live, the show where two crafters spend an hour feeding their passion for all things crafty, and they're going to bring you along for the fun. But before we get started, if you have any questions or any show ideas, please feel free to email us at thiscraftylifelive@gmail.com. Now let me introduce our hostesses to you today. First of all, we have Maymay. I know you guys probably recognize her from her YouTube channel and Maymay Made It, where she does everything from paper crafting to upcycle projects. She also designs a fun line of clear stamps and has a stamp club for those things with a couple of different variations there. And did I mention she also is a periscope nut, just a pure addict for periscope, so you probably recognize her from there too. Everybody say hello to Maymay. And then we have Melody Lane, and I know you guys recognize her from her YouTube channel as well, where she does some amazing projects and tutorials and some really fun hauls. Now, she's also a Cricut product expert, so any questions that you have about the Cricut, she can certainly answer those for you. And she designs her own line of digital papers and has some really, really cool paper out there, so you guys that are paper crafters need to check that out. And she's also known for her famous giveaways on her Patreon channel. So you guys, welcome Melody Lane. Now the links to all of Maymay and Melody's social media sites are going to be down in the show notes below. So you can find all the ways to get in touch with them and to see them and view them there. Now I'm going to be monitoring the chat, so be sure to ask any questions or any comments. Be sure to give me a shout out and let me know where you're from and where you're watching this today. And we look forward to having a great show today. So, Maymay, what's going on?
We have all kinds of stuff today. We really do. We have some cool news for you. We've got a great interview with Ileana, who is the inventor of the Misti tool, which you guys will see. It's awesome. But before we go too far, I want to introduce our fabulous moderator. This is Benny, also my better half, and he'll be doing all the moderating today. We're so excited to have him with us too. So, Mel, what are we starting with today, Mel?
For the news, we'd like to say Happy Leap Day. It only comes 4 times a year, so there's lots of places who like to give us deals. Cricut is having a special sale for 40% off all their supplies, and cartridges are $19.99. Now, there's a special code, Happy Crafting, all capital letters. That code will give you 10% off the 40% and free shipping. And if you have the Cricut subscription, or what they call now the Cricut Access, you get an additional 10% off.
That is awesome.
So it's like a huge discount. And then Expressions Vinyl is also having 15% off their outdoor vinyl with the code LEAPDAY2016, and that's all capital also.
That's where I get all my vinyl from, is from Expressions Vinyl. So I'm excited, and I need to order some, so that's even better.
They have a wide variety of colors, and you can buy in bulk, and
And they have the glitter, and they have the regular vinyl, just the iron-on vinyl, and they have regular vinyl, the Oracle. They have every kind you can imagine.
And they have, oh, I put the links to those already in the video description.
Thank you. That's awesome.
So if you're looking for the links, click to the video description. They're already there.
Very good.
And Maymay, Maymay and I are both going to be doing live videos. Maymay, tell us about your weekly live video.
Well, I've wanted to get started in the YouTube Live besides This Crafty Life Live, because I love live where I can chat with you guys instantly. So on Mondays from now on, instead of me uploading my regular Monday video, I'm actually going to do a Monday live demo at 2:30 Central Time on my channel, which is Maymay Made It. And so today is our very first official one. We did a test one last week, but this week will be the first official time I get to do that. And there's going to be, I'm going to do all kinds of different stuff. I'll probably have some guests sometimes that maybe come moderate for me, and different kind of crafting, just all kinds of stuff. So Mondays, 2:30 Central Time. But Melody has one too. Tell us about yours.
Mine is going to be on Wednesdays, I think at 1:30 is what. It will not be this Wednesday because I'm hosting a crop this week, so it won't be this week, but it will be Wednesdays after that at 1:30, and I'm just going to do mine on coloring. Like coloring books, I'm going to use different coloring books, different kinds of pencils, and all different kinds of things. And I'm also going to invite other people to come in the video to color with me or craft or anything you want. And I tested this also last week, and it was a lot of fun. People were just coloring or working on their own things or just sitting and watching us while they did their housework. They listened to us. And so it's just going to be a lot of coloring with adult coloring books.
That's cool with the coloring book because, you know, I think the reason coloring has gotten so popular is because anybody can do it. And it's so fun to just sit down and have something you just know you can go at and have a good time, and it's great for stress relief. So that's going to be a fun show, and I bet I come in sometimes as long as I can. I love to jump in.
Yeah, and anybody can color.
Yeah.
So talking about live video, some of you may not know about Blab. Blab is another form of live video. It's kind of like Periscope, but you can have up to 4 people in the video at a time. And I've been on there a lot lately. Friday night I was looking for, I want more crafters on there and more crafting type things, but I found an artist live thing that had some artists in it, and it had Marilyn Brown. She's somebody that helped Maymay. She made a stamp for you, right?
Yeah, I want to show it. You keep talking and I'll find it.
Okay. But she was in there, and I thought, oh, this is exciting. I just met them in here, and they say they do it every Friday night at 9 p.m. And I think we went to like past midnight, but I think it's just random, whatever people are talking about, or, you know, they invite people to pop in, and they say it's for creators, and we're going to try to do more crafting on camera instead of just looking at each other. And I've been also coloring on camera. I think it's because I don't want to color alone. So I just, whatever I'm coloring, I'll just put it on the camera so you can watch what I'm coloring, and then other people come in and color with me. Some people, I did it last night, some people were watching and coloring at home in their pajamas, and some other people were crafting. It was a lot of fun. And then...
Would you believe that stamp set I was trying to find was the very first one, and I was digging, and I didn't see it? Here it is. Marilyn created this angel, which is an awareness ribbon angel. And she is an incredible artist, and she, you know, we said we're going to talk about this too. She's on Periscope as well, and she does live art on Periscope too.
Yeah. I think that's where I first saw her, is on Periscope.
Mm-hmm.
And Crafts by Two also holds a Crafty Talk. I think they're going to do it every other Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. And it goes for like an hour or two, and we just talk about what the sales are for the week and just crafty things and what we're doing, and sometimes it's off subject, and we just chat and answer questions.
I think that, you know, I've been noticing, that's proper English, or I've noticed lately that a lot of YouTubers are going back to that favorites thing, doing the monthly favorites video. I think a Blab or a Periscope is a great place to do that, because you can chat back and forth about why this product's your favorite or why you've picked it up or what have you. So that those kind of chats are great places for that.
And Leanne in the chat says that we need a schedule. She forgets too easily. I did post a few links to our Blab accounts in the description of this video. And there's also all of Maymay and I's links to our Facebooks, our Periscope links are in there, I think, and Instagram, and all of those are also in the links of this of the description of the video.
It's hard for me to schedule my Periscopes because I kind of do them when I have free time.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you, what I have done is I have opened an account called a catch.me account. So if you miss my Periscope, you can catch it on catch.me. And that's catch.me/Maymay Made It. And Mel, do you have one of those too?
Yes, I do. It's /Melodylane815.
So it's just hard with Periscope. It's easier. It's much easier with YouTube because you pretty much have to schedule it. You know, you at least have an option of that. But for Periscope, it's kind of like, oh, I want to show you all this, and I just jump on there. So.
Yeah. And you can schedule Blabs And so, like, when I've decided I'm going to do a blab, while I'm setting up, I'll schedule it. So it'll start in 5 minutes.
Oh, good idea.
Yeah, just to give you a heads up. And if you subscribe to us, then you also get a notification normally. Last night, a few people said they didn't get it. But, and so all my blabs, I don't schedule them all just because I'm like, oh, I'm going to go color. So, you know, I just go color then, and I'll share it with everybody. And if nobody comes, nobody comes. But I've never had one where nobody came. So, and it's a lot of fun. Everybody can be in their pajamas coloring.
It is a lot of fun.
And do we want to talk about March is National Craft Month? And we have a special thing we're going to do for March 28th.
I'm super excited about this idea. Because March is National Crafting Month, Melody and I want to encourage you guys to craft. Any craft. Whatever you do, even if you don't craft, we want you to try crafting. And then we want you to share your project either through a video or through a photo or through just a simple post. But we want you to hashtag your project photo or video with hashtag ThisCraftyLife. And we're going to call this the hashtag ThisCraftyLife event. And the reason we want to do that is because if you hashtag with that, Melody and I can then search it and see all of your projects, as well as add them to a playlist or add them to our favorites on Twitter or add them to our favorites on Facebook, like them and comment, and we can kind of share our crafty life, which is what this is all about. So I just think this is going to be super cool. Melody, tell us when we need to have them posted by.
Well, the videos we'd like posted by the March 27th, so we can put them all in a playlist. Everybody is welcome. If you want to make a video on YouTube, we can add them to a playlist, and even if it's later than that, we'll add some to the playlist.
And we can put them in, like on our Facebooks, we can put them in albums. If you hashtag it, we can go grab them and put them in albums. And it doesn't matter what craft you do. If you make recycled aluminum can wind chimes, I know that sounds crazy, but my cousin does it. So if you do that, we want to see it, you know? I need to get a picture of one of his so I can show y'all, because he makes cool, like, airplanes and all kinds of stuff out of aluminum cans. So be sure to make something in the month of March. I usually challenge folks to try something they've never tried before, but I'm not doing that this time. I just want you to craft this month and then share it with us.
Yeah. And even if you don't craft, if you color in a coloring book and finish a page, that is awesome, because I have not finished a coloring book page yet.
You know how hard that is to do? Because if you're like me, if you're creative, those pages can be a lot, and you get started and you get bored and you want to move on to another pattern. I think that's just honesty.
Yep, that's what I do.
Yep.
I get
all right, so I think that's all our crafty news.
Yeah. Do we have any questions?
This is kind of news. Let me say this before we do too much. There is a giveaway with today's video. Ileana is sponsoring the giveaway. We'll tell you more about the prize when we talk to her. But don't forget, you have to watch the video all the way through to get the secret word so you can enter into our giveaway that's open for 24 hours after this show airs. Okay? So just a little sneak peek about that. So, Vinny, any questions?
Wow, we've had lots of questions rolling in today, a lot of conversation going on, several questions for Ileana, but we'll get to her in just a few minutes. Let's see. I hope I say this right. Leandra, I think, maybe. She said, ask a question about the Cricut Gold. She saw it was being, there was a promotion or a big sale going on for it right now. And she was wondering if that's a different machine or just a different color.
It's just a different color. It's the Cricut Air Gold. So it just has different colors. It's the Cricut Air.
Okay.
The only thing that makes anything a different machine is if it's just the Explorer 1, or the Explorer Air. That's how you'll know if they're different machines.
Okay, so they're all the same, just a different color, other than the feature differences. Let's see. Bonnie asked a question about Cricut mats. She was wondering what would be the process to help get them sticky again.
Mel, tell your process, and then I'll tell mine.
Well, I clean mine with baby wipes, and that works for a while. Then when that stops working, you can wash it with dish soap. You can wash it with dish soap. I can't say that. Dish soap. And when it dries, it usually brings back the sticky. But I also use the Zig two-way glue, the fat blue one. It's reposition here. Oh, yeah, like that.
This is the close to my heart version, but it's the very same stuff. It's the Zig
Yeah.
2. The Zig comes in a blue, and I love this one for it. I'm trying to open it so it doesn't fly on me. Because of this tip, I do the same thing Melody does. I clean them with baby wipes, then I clean them with dish soap. Then if they're not sticky anymore, I use this and just run it down the whole mat and let this get tacky before you put anything on it. Don't put anything straight to it. Let this dry and get tacky. That's how I do it.
Yeah, me too. And I've tried other things. I did a video on using different sprays and different things, and I found that to be the easiest, the fastest, and the cleanest.
I find that with the sprays, you have to tape your mats off, because if you don't, the glue gets on the part that goes through the little feed wheels, and then that gets gummy, and you don't want that to happen. That little tool right there, you just color it on, and it's so easy.
Yeah, so much easier.
And let's see, Sarah's asking a question about the scan and cut, Maymay. I'm not sure I'm going to pronounce this right, but it looks like she's asking, does it cut color?
It will. I don't know the scan and cut as well as I want to yet, but I'm learning it. But I think there are some older models that don't do the color, but this newer model does. And so be on the watch out for that. I'm planning a series on the Brother Scan and Cut now that I have it. I'm absolutely enthralled with this machine. I even used it this morning. So watch for a series coming out on that so I can help you guys know what that thing will do.
And let's see, Barbara said that we need to make sure that when you're using the tacky stuff that you don't get it on the rollers, on the part that touches the rollers.
Right.
So she chimed that in. And let's see, Robin wanted to know what you thought about the scan and cut, and did you think that the 650 model is worth waiting for? Are you familiar with that one yet?
Yes, and here's what I've discovered, and you guys can totally correct me if I'm wrong, because like I said, I'm learning. For me, for what I do, the 350 is plenty. It's my understanding that the 650 gives you some more cut space, like it'll do a 12 by 24, and also it will upload the PES file, which some people call the PES file, which is for embroidery. So if you are a fabric user and embroiderer, if you need larger space, you definitely want to look into the 650. For what I do, the 350, I mean, for everything I do and I show you guys, the 350 is going to be great.
All right. Tamala asked, do either one of you guys have a silhouette, and why or why not?
You go, Mel.
Well, I have one, and I couldn't get it to cut correctly, and I called their customer service, and they don't answer their phone. So I had to email and get them through that way, and they just sent me a new blade. And I was so upset with their customer service, I haven't even tried it again. I think it was there's something wrong with my machine. And
for me, I'll tell you exactly what happened. I saw the Cricut first. I had never seen the silhouette. I saw the Cricut on a video.
Me too. I've only known of the Cricut for years.
It was my pink stamper. I was watching her. She was doing the Cricut, and I fell in love with it, so I ordered a Cricut. Then I had a friend, and you guys know her, Sheila. She's a sassy lady. Bought a silhouette, and she was telling me, oh my gosh, you've got to try this silhouette. It's so wonderful. It's so great. I was like, well, I just got this other machine, so I'll wait. Well, in the meantime, I wanted to buy a Brother Scan and Cut, and I didn't do it. So Sheila comes back to me, and she says, don't buy the silhouette. She said, get the new Explorer. And I'm like, why? She said, I think the Explorer might be better. And this is just what we were talking about. She said, I have them both now, and I use my Explorer more. So when it was time for me to get another machine, I went with the Explorer based on friend recommendations. I just have never owned a silhouette. It just has never been something that I've purchased. But I will tell you, most of the websites, like if you go to like Expressions Vinyl and those websites like that, they either carry the silhouette or they recommend the silhouette. So I'm not anti that machine at all. It's just never been one that's been in the system for me to purchase at the time. I've always had a different recommendation. So I'm like Melody. I do believe I saw Melody's machine, and I bet it was an issue with the machine because I've seen that machine work well. So I know that it can work. It's just not ever been something in my purchasing that I've done.
It
And
looks
the
like
customer service.
several people have had the same problem. Leanne said that hers wouldn't cut either. No, that's not right. Is that right?
I think she said her Cricut didn't cut it first. Is that right? Go back and look at that. We'll talk about that
I'm
in a
trying to
minute.
look at it again. But anyway, and Sarah redefined her question for me. She said, I meant will the scan and cut colored stamps?
Oh, yes. Yes. There's some tricks and things, and I'm going to be teaching you guys. But, yes, it will.
And somebody,
All right.
Robin just gave me props for telling you to buy the scan and cut because her husband told her if I said it was okay, she could get it too.
Georgia is so excited. Georgia Carl is our assistant on This Crafty Life Live. She helps us out a whole lot, and she keeps us on track too. And she just got the brother scan and cut because of Maymay showing it. So she's really excited and waiting for it to come.
Let me say this because I don't want anybody to miss this. After I purchased mine, and I got mine on Amazon for $2.49 with free shipping, a subscriber, thank goodness, sent me a message and said there's a $50 rebate right now on the Brother Scan and Cut site. So I went to the site, and sure enough, between now and March the 7th, there's a $50 rebate. Now I'm applying for it today. I had to print the form, and I'm going to fill it out and send it in, and I'll keep you guys updated to let you know if I get the $50 or what have you. But a lot of people said, yes, get that $50 rebate too, and then it's only $200. Like, that's like chump change, right? Then it's $200.
Yeah, that's a lot cheaper than it was $350 for so long.
And Melody, when I first started looking at it, they were $600, and that's why I couldn't get one.
Yeah, there's no way.
Now, I did see earlier that Lady Fair said that the 650W is going to be a wireless version.
I'm glad you said that because I don't know all the details yet, but the 350 can also be wireless. You just have to purchase a card for it, and I will let you guys know as I learn, but a lot of my subscribers have told me that you get a little card that goes into the machine, and it makes it wireless, so you don't have to use the USB thingy. But let me say this, if you'll hold on to the rest of the questions, because these are great questions and we want to get to all of them, let's go ahead and talk with Ileana, because I want you guys to see all the goodies that she's going to show us today. I'm super excited about that. So if you do not know, Ileana Mishka is the inventor of the Misti tool, which is the most incredible stamping tool invented. And if you saw the review on my channel, I totally agree with that. I think it is an amazing machine or tool. And I'm excited to introduce you to Ileana. So, without further ado, Ileana, thank you for being on the show today. So, we'll start with some questions. We love this part. I told her earlier, I'm like, don't panic. We're not Barbara Walters around here. So, first, just tell us about yourself.
Well, I was an x-ray tech. And I did X-ray and MRI for a long time, and I worked part-time, and I homeschooled my daughter before I started the Misti business. So
you were an X-ray tech. That's really cool. I had no idea.
Yeah, I did X-ray, MRI, and CAT scan for over 20 years.
Were you a stamper or a crafter when you were doing that?
Yes, I started paper crafting, basically scrapbooking, around 2000. Is when I started paper crafting. But I didn't get into cards until someone at church asked me to do the card ministry. They thought that since I had scrapbooking supplies, I would have paper, and maybe I would be interested in doing a card ministry. So that's how I got into card making.
Tell us about the card ministry. That's very interesting.
They basically I haven't been keeping up with it because we've been busy, but I usually would make birthday cards for everyone in the congregation and then mail those out or put them in their mailboxes at church. And I continue to do their Christmas cards each year. And that's basically where Misti got started, was with the Christmas cards.
So tell us how the idea came to you then.
Well, one year, I was just really frustrated, and I actually didn't even want to make the Christmas cards that year. I was thinking, every year I start, and then I just want to shoot myself for starting in making 100 cards. And so I kind of really prayed about it. And it's like, Lord, help me find a design that would be really easy, that I could stamp them out. And so I found a design, and then I started making them, and I kept messing up, and I kept using up my cardstock, and I just had to be quiet for a little while and just think about, well, what can I do to make this better? And so the first thing that occurred to me was to tape my Fisker stamp press to a mouse pad, and thought, okay, that's not going to work. It needs to be a sturdier hinge. And then I went to Lowe's and just walked around until I found the supplies I needed to make my first prototype. It took me 3 days. And luckily my husband was on a business trip, so he didn't know what I was up to, because I think I spent all 3 days trying to figure it out.
That's such a neat story. And I will tell you, from having the Misti in my hands, the hinges that you have on it now are amazing. Like, the quality of the tool is what struck me the most, because I know we want to know what the tool is because we keep talking about it, but when I took it out of the package, I was just like, this is not a toy. This is a real deal product, and I love it. Show us, somebody wants to know, what is the Misti? Can you show us kind of what it looks like and what it does?
Well, I'll show you the original one, which is this one. It's basically an acrylic book, and you could put your cardstock in the base, and then you put your stamps on top, you close the lid, and it picks up the stamps. And then when you go to ink up your stamp, you open the book, and then you just want to make sure it's tucked into the corner, and then you can close the stamp. And if you don't get a perfect impression, you could just close it again, because it's going to land in the same spot over and over again. You could use it with the photopolymer stamps, and then if you take this foam insert out, you could use the red rubber stamps.
It's absolutely brilliant. For me, the best part is, you'll be making cards, and you'll just kind of throw some ink on your stamp, and then you'll shut the thing, and then you open it, you go, oh, I missed a whole section of my stamp. But no worries, because it's on that plate, on the acrylic, perfectly there. Ink it up again and go at it again, and you got a perfect stamp, or first a perfect impression, whereas before, if you do it with just a block, sometimes you mess up. The other cool thing, is it Jennifer McGuire that I see? She uses her Misti a lot, and I love how she chose to use it for her mass production.
Yeah, and what's really good is if you're stamping a lot and you're hovering over your project with your blocks, your head's craned down, and it gives me headaches, and it makes my neck hurt. And then with this, you don't even have to hover over. You could watch TV and not even pay attention to what's down below. As long as it's tucked into the corner, you have another chance. The other unexpected outcome of the Misti is all of the emails I get from crafters that have arthritis or have Parkinson's or have some kind of deficit. They're able to make cards again because they don't have to hold on to something. And I think that's the most awesome part of all, is that it's helped those people that have been frustrated to regain their joy in making something for their loved ones.
A lot of the comments on my review were that. I love this because my hands don't have the dexterity they used to have. Or sometimes, believe it or not, they're just pulling things off and on. I know my mother has arthritis, and so sometimes you can kind of wear yourself out and have to work longer. But if you have a tool that works smarter, you're not working harder, and so that's one thing I love about the Misti. Now, one question I want to ask you is this. Well, two questions. First, I'm assuming there are videos like on your website that show how to use the machine, correct?
Correct. There's a dedicated YouTube channel, and I try to post those there. And then on Split Coast Stampers, there's actually a library of other stampers using the Misti. So anything that's interesting, we like to post them on the Split Coast Stampers forum that we have there.
That's awesome. So that way, if you're wondering how the Misti works, you can go to the YouTube channel that is specifically for the Misti, and also to Split Coast Stampers and check out in their forums and just search Misti, which is M-I-S-T-I. I want to make sure we say that so you can go find that information. Question for you then. What inspired you, because I can see behind you there's two different sizes, what inspired the new sizes that are coming out?
Well, I had originally made the original and the mini at the same time, but I couldn't afford to do both at the same time when I was manufacturing, so I had to pick the one that was the had the most real estate, most versatility. I do like the mini, but the original offers you more space to do different techniques and to use the big 6x6 stamps. So that's why I chose to do that one first.
That makes sense to me because, like you said, there's more real estate, and I get that perfectly. That makes sense. Tell us what size the mini is.
The mini is actually, it's half an inch bigger than an A2 card front. So the length part is 6 inches and the across part is 4 3/4. A standard card is 5 1/4 by 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. No, 4 1/4. So I just made it just half the size bigger.
That's awesome. And then the big one in the back, is it just fit a 12 by 12 sheet of paper?
I made that one 12 1/4 by 12 1/4 because not all paper is a true 12 1/2. Sometimes they're just a little bit bigger, and so that's why I made it just a little bit on the larger size. But that one was requested by so many people for scrapbooking. It wasn't a size that I thought would interest anybody, but I've had so many requests, so we decided to go ahead and make it, and so now it's done, and it's going to be available mid to late May.
I can totally see how that's useful, especially when doing layouts, because if you have your layout working and then you think, oh, this spot needs a stamp, you can just lay the stamp where you want it, shut the door down on it, and you know it's going to go right where it goes. I totally see how that's useful for scrapbookers. That's awesome.
Well, and the 12 by 12 papers are kind of pricey, and they run about $1 or more, and if you mess up on it, that's it's not cheap to mess up. So
nothing worse than a twisted stamp, right? Nothing worse than press, twist, it got a blur. That's right. So we don't want to do that on our 12 by 12 papers. So I have a couple of questions from viewers, and I want to make sure we ask you these. One is Kimberly Allison Rich asked, she says, I was watching a video Ken Hess did, and he had a free grid template he downloaded from your website. She says, I look, but I don't see it. Do you have this template? I have a Misti, and I know this would come in handy when stamping.
Yeah, if you go to mysweetpetunia.com, and in the menu there is a download option, and you just click there, and there should be 3 different downloads that you're able to get.
Very good. So just check out the website for that one. And then Donna Lyons wants to know if you can tell us about exciting new products you might be developing.
Yeah, we have a few things in the works, and that's about all I could say. The more I craft, the more ideas that come into my head, and I like sharing those ideas. So you'll have to stay tuned and see what we come up with.
That's exciting for us crafters. We like to stay tuned for new things. So Vinny's got a big smile on his face because he's got 100 questions for you, don't you, Vinny?
Well, I don't know if it's 100, but there's been several questions came through. Lady Fair was the last question that came up, and I think you may have kind of answered that. She was hoping that you could give us a sneak peek of a new product yet, but I think you want us to wait a little bit longer for that. We did have a question about the 12 by 12. Do you know what the price point's going to be for that yet?
It's about $100 is going to be what the retail price is.
Okay, so it's going to run about 100. All right, let's see. Let me get to my list of questions. Robin was asking, when will the mini start shipping out?
It actually has arrived in Chicago late last night, and they're having to load it onto trucks today, and then it should arrive to our warehouse on Wednesday morning. And so the fulfillment center that does my orders, they are on top of it, and they have all of the packing slips printed, and they're ready to ship those right away. I know that when the original Mistis had gone on back order and they got those in, they had to unload the truck, and it was 800 cases or so, and they were not on pallets. So they unloaded all of those, and they still managed to send out they ended up sending out 360 orders that same day. So they're chomping at the bit to send all of these out.
Well, I know everybody's excited to get those. Let's see. Ian and Tamitha ask, are you going to offer it in any other colors besides pink?
I'll most definitely think about it. I know that we could probably do rulers and you can just pick your color and then apply it. But as for coming from the manufacturer with different colors, we're not going to do that. But we'll probably consider making stickers available so that you could overlap on your own.
Yeah, that was another question. Lady Fair asked, were you going to have stickers so that you could change the color of the ruler? So you answered that.
I'm also thinking about having the rulers be in centimeters, because I know that there's other countries that they use the centimeters, but I'm not really sure how that's going to work with the grid, because the grid is in quarter inches. But it might be something that we might offer as an extra.
That would be cool. That would help out. Let's see if I missed any questions.
I think I saw a question about, is it available in the UK? Did I see that question?
That was the next one.
We have quite a few retailers in the UK. The ones I can think of from the top of my head are Oyster Stamps and Sprinkle Twinkle. But we get requests for retailers every single day, and so we're adding new retail stores to our arsenal of availability.
Is there a sneak peek in that too, Vinny?
I'm sorry?
I was asking Vince if there was a sneak peek. I think Vince may be working on a wholesale account for some store we know pretty well.
Yeah, it looks like Maymay Made It may become a supplier also. That's pretty cool.
So there's a sneak peek for you. We're excited.
Anne asked, how much is the mini?
The mini is $45, and each Misti does come with a sample paper pad and 2 magnets and the foam insert that goes inside.
Now, I know you hate this question, but I'm going to ask it because I know that based on what Maymay experienced with your product, she was really, really impressed with it. But we did have somebody ask, why is it so expensive?
They're hand assembled, and so every piece is assembled by hand, and the laser cutting is also really expensive. For a long time, we did the screen printed, which was the ink on top of the lid, but so many people requested the laser, we had to try to find a manufacturer that was able to do it, and the laser cutting is very expensive.
Very cool.
And I want to say, too, about that, when you purchase this tool and you put it in your hand, you will totally get it. That's something I wanted to really stress in my review. I did not expect the quality of this tool. I just was expecting your regular stamping tool, right? But when you hold this in your hand and you feel the quality and the stability and the sturdiness, I think it's important that you put that into account. This tool's going to last you for years. Like, I can't imagine you ever have to replace one. You know, Ileana, they're very sturdy tools.
Well, it's also an investment tool because it's going to save you paper and it's going to save you time. I made 120 thank you cards yesterday in about 3 hours.
Wow.
It's amazing. It's, to me, every penny, if you can afford it, which I say that about everything. I say that about machines, cutting. I mean, they're investment tools. My brother's Scan and Cut was an investment for me. A Cricut is an investment, and so this is also one of those, and it will save you time and paper, just like Ileana said. And I think after having it in my possession, I'm like, I don't question it. I think it's a wonderful machine, and I think you're so innovative to come up with that, because it's one of those things where you go, oh my gosh, why have we never thought of this?
And it's also one of those things, if you think about it, it's equivalent to maybe 10 Copic markers to like maybe 4 stamp sets, and those are things that we buy all the time. So I mean, we do have an expensive hobby, so.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Yes, you do that. But lots of people, and this Lady Fair said this, several other people have said this too. You know, not only does it do what it's supposed to do, not only is it a very sturdy machine, and not only does it save you money on your paper products, it keeps you from losing your mind too. I mean, it keeps you from being so frustrated and aggravated because you can't get the stamp in the exact same place. And several people have made comments like that, you know, that it helps them from going insane, keeps them from losing their sanity, you know, so sounds like it's a fantastic product.
Lots of people are saying that it's worth every penny. And one, Peggy even said her granddaughter uses it.
I did get an email from a lady that actually got 2 emails. One was from a lady that her blind daughter was able to make a card for her for Mother's Day, that her dad helped her set it up, and she was so happy that she was able to make something for her mom. And another lady told me that she was able to use it with her autistic child to make Valentine's Day cards for their classroom. So it's an awesome tool.
That was one of the first things I thought. I wish I had mentioned it in my review. My son is going to college now to be a special needs educator, and he looks for things like that for his upcoming classroom, things he can use in his classroom for the kids and things. And when I thought, you know, it's a no-brainer. It's just so easy to use, and it's just the only dexterity you really need is to do this, and it just is really nice. So I really love your tool. I keep calling it a machine, but it's a tool. I love your tool, and I'm excited about all the sizes, and I'm really excited about bringing it to maymaymadeit.com. That's going to be super cool. So we asked, I think that was all the questions for Ileana, right, Vincent? I don't want to miss any.
I think that's all of them. I don't think I missed anything. Oh yeah, there was one other question, and I'm sure that you guys will probably post this in the comments below. But they were asking, is there a video that, you know, shows how to use it and how everything works with it?
If you just go to My Sweet Petunia on YouTube, you'll see over 65 videos. If you look up Misti Stamp on YouTube, you're going to get a ton of videos. There are videos coming up from all kinds of designers, and everyone usually finds a different way to use it. I've come up with several ways to use it. I used it with stencils. I use it to line up my card fronts. I use it to stamp on my dies. There's just it just depends on how you want to create with it. You could come up with a lot of different ways to use it.
I see that, oh, let me say this. We will make sure we link below how to get your own Misti tool. It'll be in the video description and also in our blog post. We'll make sure we have that link for you here in the U.S. But then, is it available in Canada, Ileana?
We have a lot of retailers now. You just have to look online, or you can send me an email and I can give you a few names of different stores. We're trying to compile a list so that you could just go to our website and look for retailers in your area. But right now we have over 300 retailers across the world. We have retailers in Indonesia, in Singapore, in Russia, in Germany, in South Africa. We have people make requests all the time. There's a lot in Europe and a lot in the United States.
Be sure to check out mysweetpetunia.com. You can email Ileana from there as well. It's hello@mysweetpetunia.com. So be sure to check that out. A lot of the questions that I see are coming back in the chat. We've covered some of those already today, but a lot of your questions can be answered on her website as well. And yes, I do have a video on my channel where you can go see it in action, and I love it. And thank you so much for sending that to me to review. And I want to tell you that the person who won it, because I gave it away as a prize, she was beside herself excited. So we appreciate you doing that for us.
The other thing I wanted to mention was, if your local scrapbook store doesn't carry it, you could ask them to send me an email, and we'd be happy to set them up with an account so they can provide it to you in your town.
We encourage you guys to do that with all products you see on YouTube that you want to get out there. Tell them about them and let them know what's out there, because a lot of times they just don't know. Now here's the best part of the whole show today. Ileana is giving away one of the Mistis. Ileana, show us the version you're going to give away.
It's the little one.
How
This
exciting.
also won the CHA Hot Product Award for 2016, so.
There was no doubt it was going to win, no doubt. So she's giving away the mini, and all you have to do is remember the secret word, and Melody's going to give us the secret word today.
Incredible! So to enter, go to our blog post. Not yet, because it's not there yet. When the show is over, I will add that to the blog post. It's a Rafflecopter option, and the only thing you have to do is fill in the secret word, incredible. And don't put that in the comments of the video. That does not enter you into it. You have to go to the blog post, and we'll put a link to that in the description below where you can go sign up for the giveaway. And the giveaway is only until, I usually do it till like 1 o'clock tomorrow. So for the people who are working today, they can come home and watch it later, and they'll still have time to enter.
Very good. I'm moving over because it's demo time. Are you guys ready for the demo?
Yeah, I was just going to ask you, are you ready for our live demo for today?
I'm switching my camera. I hope everybody can see me. We got it, Mel?
Yep, looks great.
Good deal. Look what we're making today. Now, I'm going to tell you, my idea behind this was Easter's coming up, and everybody likes their cute little Easter projects, and this is the easiest thing you're going to do all season. I promise. Check him out. He's got feet. Can you see how his little feet stick out? He's so cute. And look, a cottontail, of course, because he is a bunny. Let me show you how to put this guy together. The first thing I did, I was at Target and I ran into these guys, which were on clearance, and they're like little treat boxes. They kind of look like popcorn boxes, but they're kind of small. They're smaller than that, and they were on clearance for $2. But even if you don't get them on clearance, you can find them just about anywhere. So this is what they look like when you get them. Now, the first thing I did was I closed it down because I want to put a little stamp on it. And guess what? This stamp also came from the dollar spot at Target. So I'm showing you how to do this cheap and easy, but super cute. So I'm going to take some VersaFine Onyx Black ink, and I'm just going to hold this little guy down like this, and I'm going to stamp this little bunny face. I want to show you something, too. You see how the top and bottom is not red anymore? This stamp was a little too, the space was a little too large, and I was getting ink on the top and the bottom when I would ink it up. So I just cut that part away because I don't need it. So don't panic if you don't need it, cut it off, right? That's what I'm doing. So then I'm going to just stamp the little face down onto our bag. So there's our bunny face all done. Super quick and easy. Now I want to show you a template that I created for you guys. Oh, obviously we just opened him back up, right? So just open him back. Now, I've created this template. It has the ear outsides, the ear insides, 2 front feet, and 2 back feet. Now I'm going to load this to our blog post, so there'll be a link below the video today for you to get this. I'll have it in PDF form, and I'm also going to put it in some other file forms, so if you have other cutting machines that you want to use, you can use that. I actually used my brother's Scan and Cut today, and I scanned this in and cut it out for the video. So we'll have that for you for free. Let's put his ears together and all that good stuff. So if I can find them. Here they are. I sat them out of my reach. So once you cut out the little pieces, which, by the way, you can totally cut these by hand. You don't have to have a machine. You don't have to have anything to do this. You're just going to run a little glue down, or a lot of glue like that, and glue the pink to it. Now, on the file that I made for you, the pink is already pink. Okay, so you don't have to do any coloring or fancy cardstocks. But you could also, if you wanted to change the color of your bunny, maybe you wanted him to be brown, you could just use this as a template and cut him out differently. So that would be cute too. Then the little feet go on, these bigger feet go on the back of him. As you can see, I just put a little glue here and here. And then these guys just go toward the back, kind of sticking out. You see how I'm doing that? Mm-hmm. I don't have a very good monitor today to see if you can see what I'm doing.
Yep, we can see everything great.
Good deal. So then I'm just going to sit him down and sit him on the feet. That's actually what I did earlier. I sat him down and pressed this down into it and moved his feet where I wanted them because I'm using wet glue. You can totally do this with glue dots and let your kids get involved too if they're not great with the liquid glue. Now his little front feet do the same thing. Little glue on the front and just stick those into place. I've got to let him dry, but they go like that. And then we'll put his little ears on too. Stick that down. All right, ears. You can do the ears in different ways. You can put the ears to the back of him if you wanted to, but I put them to the front because I thought they were super cute up here where you're just looking right at his little ears. So I'm putting those there. And, of course, you have to have a cotton tail or something for a tail. You saw on the first one I did the little cotton tail, but I want to show you something a little different on this guy. Let me get this ear to stick. And get this foot to stick that doesn't want to stick. Okay, turn him around. There's his little bottom. I have this little paper flower, and I think that'll be cute for a little tail. You don't have to use a cotton bud or a pom-pom. You can always do something like this, or even a button would be cute back here, just to be cute, so whoever you give it to can see something a little different if they want to. Get that to stick. So there's the one we just put together, and I'll bring this one back over because I've got him full of some cutesy so you can really see him. There's the one we just did. Here's the one I did earlier. I just think if you need like something quick, fast, and in a hurry, and really inexpensive, it was one sheet of cardstock, those little boxes, and that dollar stamp. So there you go. That's our demo for today.
So quick.
Super quick.
And Jamie is saying you could use oval dies too for that.
You absolutely could. I don't have any regular oval dies. That's actually what my plan was when I first came up with the idea. But then I was like, you know, since I don't have them, I bet other people don't too. And you don't have to have a machine for this guy. They're just ovals. So you could do these just yourself or trace something. But I'm going to give you that free PDF file, and I'll have it in other forms too, like JPEG, so you can use it on different machines and stuff.
And a few people mentioned they got popcorn boxes in Design Space too.
Oh, they sure do.
Don't have it.
Brilliant.
Tamitha said it reminds her of the milk jug bunnies that they used to make in the 70s.
It does. Now that is funny. And remember Clorox bottle animals? You guys remember those?
Oh, yeah.
Those were cool. Any questions, Vinny?
Nope. Everybody's talking about how cute it is. Melody mentioned that Jamie talked about you could use the oval dies. Everybody loves it. Everybody's going, so cute, so cute. Shirley and Ann and George's Craft, they love them.
I see one thing in the chat. Somebody asked me about my black craft mat. That mat that I showed you is actually let me see who makes it. I think it's no, who makes this? Memories. Making Memories is who made it. And I got it from Amazon, I think. My first one I got from Amazon, and it's a Allen, my big, huge one that I have behind me right here. It's an Allen mat, and you can find them on Amazon. Just search cut mats or cutting mats. So, I think this was a super fun show today, Mel. And you haven't tried the Misti yet, have you?
I haven't. But I don't do a lot of stamping, so that's why I haven't needed it. But I can see what I would want it for is when I don't ink it enough or I don't get it perfect. I have had to try to go over in the exact same spot. So this would prevent me from messing up and making it easier.
It's very hard to stamp right in the same spot. Even though we're using clear stamps, it's still difficult to do that. So one more time, let's just do some rehashing of what we've got going on today. So 2:30 today, you'll see me live again. I'll be doing a demo, and I'm pretty sure it's a paper basket. Somebody got, oh Lord, it's Tamitha, isn't it? I saw it too. That's awesome. I love her.
You're right, Tamitha. I still think it's better.
Today at 2:30, you'll see me do a live demo, and you guys can come there and do just like you're doing here in the chat, but you'll be able to talk to me, and I can talk back at the same time. And don't forget, Melody's doing live on Wednesdays at 1:30 Eastern Time.
Yes.
So you can
but
go
not this Wednesday.
Not this Wednesday. Why? Because she will be at the Crop To It event, which is the crop event she does with Crafts by Two. And y'all are going to have a lot of fun. By the way, are you going to Periscope so we can see some of that?
Yeah, we're going to try. And last time I was getting ready to Periscope, but then I wanted to let everybody know I was doing it because they were all going to be live on video. And then when I tried to do it again, the internet connection was not working because we're all in Design Space at the same time. But I think Crafts by Two also did. They were able to do a Periscope. So if you follow Crafts by Two and Melody Lane, I'm going to try to Periscope as much as I can, but the internet connection is sometimes a problem.
I'm going to challenge you guys to do a pajama blab.
Oh, okay. Because we have a pajama party on Saturday night.
Right. How fun would that be if we got to hear what your day was like and you're all tired and you're all ready for your next day? I think that'll be super fun. Of course, I know a lot of times you guys crop to the wee hours.
Yeah, some of them do. Not everybody.
Yeah, you don't have to. You can if you want to, right?
Yeah.
So, the hashtag. Let's rehash our hashtag event because someone asked. Tell us what you want to tell us about the hashtag, and then if I have anything, I'll add it.
Well, March is National Craft Month, Crafting Month, or it's Craft Month. So we wanted to do a hashtag ThisCraftyLife, and we want you to share what you craft with the world and help promote people crafting. Because I think crafting has saved so many lives, which may sound crazy, but you know, some people it really does. It helps people get through hard times and difficult times, and it changes people a lot. So if we could promote crafting, so we're asking people who do videos to do a video on a craft project, anything they want. Just show them crafting, show them what they're doing, and sharing. So we're going to put that in a playlist for March 28th. So if you had it done by the 27th, then you could email us at thiscraftylifelive.com. No, thiscraftylifelive@gmail.com, or message Maymay and I with your video links so we could add them to the playlist. And then also, for those of you who don't do videos but you want to share, you can post pictures in social media anywhere with the hashtag ThisCraftyLife. So people can click on that and find all of the pictures. Maybe we'll post some on our blog and maybe do a video with some of those too or something.
I have to say, I know that not everybody would believe that crafting saves lives, but here's what I'm going to tell you. Not only did crafting save me so many times in my life, because you may not know this about me, but I dealt with anxiety and panic, and I had agoraphobia and I had PTSD all at the same time. And I was healed from that. My testimony is on my website or on my Facebook group about that. But at that time, there would be times, and Vince can attest to this, where I would say to him, I've got to go make something. Because my brain would just get so wrapped up in my depression and my stress and my panic and my anxiety and even my pain, because it's painful to be going through that, and I just have to go create. And one of the reasons I think this is a really cool opportunity, I have a Facebook group called Maymay Made It, and so did I. And everybody posts the crafts that they make. And so many times I'm inspired to try something I never even knew existed because somebody posted this picture. And I'm like, I had no idea that was even a craft. You know, so I love how we can learn new things from each other. And you never know, the craft that could save your whole world could pop up on this hashtag event and just open up your life to, I don't want to say zen, but you can find a very meditative state and a very calm, relaxing state when crafting.
Yep. And I've heard it many, many times that when they first discovered the Cricut and they've never crafted before, that it has changed their life for the better and has brought them out of illness.
You know, it's not as shocking if we think about it. Like my son Thomas, he plays basketball, and when he's stressed out, he's like, I'll be on the court. Like, he has to go outside and get on his basketball court. Because that's what feeds his sanity. Like, says, okay, everything's fine, and dribbling this ball and shooting it makes me happy. It's the same way for Vince. Every season, we laugh about Vince. We say he has a seasonal hobby. Like, he's a golfer, he's a hunter, he's a fisherman. He has a seasonal hobby. But it's no different than me. It just keeps you, you know, grounded and gives you something to do that has no stress in it. So we challenge you guys.
And that's true. It's very therapeutic, I guess is a good word. I saw it especially for you when you would go craft, but it's no different from me sitting in a tree stand and watching the sun come up, just how amazing that is. And it just reminds us, you know, that we all have that place we need to go from time to time.
It's true. So we hope that the hashtag ThisCraftyLife will really bring you out of your shell. Even if, and Melody said this earlier, and I want to make sure we tell you this. She said, you know, if you color a page, share it. If you only color a single portion of a page, share it. If you only get halfway through a knit project, share it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whatever you're doing, we want to see it, and we want to be encouraged by what you do. And I want to tell you this, too, on the 28th, which is going to be kind of the culmination of the hashtag ThisCraftyLife, that live show does not have a special guest because we hope that many of you will be our special guests, because in the format that we do our live show, we can invite you guys in, and you can chat with us just like Ileana did, just like all of our guests have done. And we are going to be contacting you based on your hashtags and seeing if you're interested in coming in and sharing your stuff with us. And you don't have to wait to use your hashtag. You don't have to wait till the 27th or the 28th to post. That's just going to be like the deadline. That's the last time to do it. So if you post early, fantastic. Share it with us. And I want to encourage you to go to This Crafty Life Live Facebook group and share them there with the hashtag so we can see them, so we can go ahead and start talking to you. It's going to be awesome to see what you guys make. I can't wait. What about you, Mel?
Yeah, I am really excited about that, to see what everybody does.
It's going to be awesome.
Everybody wanted to see a bigger picture of the $20 bags.
Oh,
They're not
okay.
$20.
I got it on you, Vince. Awesome.
They're not $20.
That's the black one. And then you have the red and black.
Cool.
And they're only $20. And that includes shipping.
They're not $20. Okay, listen to Maymay. Do not listen to Vinny. And don't listen to Tamitha either, because I know she's in on this.
Hey,
they're in cute.
Tamitha's not the only one. Lots of people said $20.
They are $16.99, and yes, they include shipping. That's it.
That's great price.
They're killing me with the $20 bags. I want to say that too real quick, because I know that people have questions. If you look at our T-shirts or our bags on our website, which is maymaymadeit.com, all shipping is included in those. Like, we built that into the price. It's just easier because if you order 2 shirts, it's just easier for us to do it because the way they weigh, they're different than supplies. It's really weird how shipping does. Anyway, they're $16.99. I love you, Tamitha. Oh, she wants to do hashtag $20.
You can go, Tamitha. Hey, Bobby's on my side too. $20.
You guys are awesome. I love you very much. And so I'll give you a $3.01 discount. There you go.
Maymay put them on sale for $16.99.
They're so funny in the chat. All right, guys, we enjoyed this today. Melody, tell us how they can find links and all that good stuff.
There are links in the description video below, and we'll be adding more links also. We will be adding a link to our website, our blog. You can go there now. It's thiscraftylifelive.com. And we'll either edit our last blog post or put up a new one with the Rafflecopter for the giveaway and all the other links that we have.
And I want to say, Mel, your hair looks fabulous.
No, it keeps over here. It doesn't look so good.
I love the color. I just think you are the most colorful person, and I love it. I just love it.
I want some more of this.
I love it. It's amazing.
And please, everybody, your comments from here from the live video are awesome, and we love them, but they disappear. So if you comment below on things you liked in this video or more questions, we always go back and try to answer the questions as much as we can. To click like and subscribe to my channel, which this video is on mine, and also subscribe to Maymay's channel, because next time, the next This Crafty Life Live is going to be on her channel. So you'll have to check that out, and links to her channel is also below in the description.
Hey, our next guest is London K? London Faye.
Yeah, London K.
Okay, you met her.
I met her at CHA, and she is just an awesome person. She's like so bright and happy. And she has been crocheting since she was 5 years old, and she goes through Brooklyn and makes crochet projects like on the side of a bridge or on statues. She covers New York with yarn. She was really awesome. She has a lot to show us and teach us, and
that's really cool. I'm excited about that. So you guys be here. That's on. Do you remember the date of that one? I think it's the 13th.
It's 2 weeks from today.
2 weeks from today. Yeah. So great. I sure enjoyed today. I'm glad you guys were here, and we hope you enjoyed it. Give us a thumbs up on the video, too. We love those. We've told you how much we appreciate that. It lets us know that you like what you're seeing.
All right. Thank you, guys. And thank you, Ileana, for coming in. And thanks, Vince.
You bet. Y'all have a great day. Love you guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.